Hey folks, I'm running behind. Let's go to CSSBattle.dev and do the daily target. We got headphones and ovals. Really super duper fun shapes. Okay. How do we make these very subtle, interesting shapes? We got many choices. All of these shapes can be created using all these shapes can be created using what? Using gradients, different gradients, right? Different shapes and radial gradients in particular. I think what I would like to do is do two elements with the display, flex, and background of this color, and we need to set a width, and we need to set the correct color. So we're doing the big things first, and we need to set a gap of 50 pixels or something, and then we need to set some margins. So what I care about first are the ears. 50, 100, 20, 30, 20, let's say, and then let's get right to the edge. 40, nope, 30, and then the width is a little wider. 100, let's say. Okay, and then let's increase the gap. 200. Okay, not quite. How about 100? 100, 20, 30, 40. Okay, a little taller. Height 3, 4, 3, 3, 35, 33. Oh, we need to give you a little bit lower, further down. 2, 3, 4, and then a little less tall. 130. Okay, now we go border radius, and I think we have 3 different numbers. 40 pixels, make it 50, make it 60, 50, 45, 45, 40, 0, 40 pixels, 40 pixels. How about 50 on the bottom? 50 on the bottom works. We like that. But is this not working? 55. Oh, how about 60? 60 does it. Okay, and then we're going to use a scale. P plus P is we're going to scale it on the x-axis only. So -1, 1. That's how we get the first part of that. Next part is what? Well, we'll do the easy part first, which is the brim radial gradient. 1Q, that's just standing for circle. We just want to make sure it's got a radius that's even. That makes it a circle. At 50%, 100%, that puts us to the bottom. And then what's this radius? This radius is from, well, the diameter is from 130 to 270, so 140, so 70 pixels. Do transparent, 70 pixels. And then this red color, 30 pixels, and then transparent again, 130, let's say. And I got something wrong there. What do I got? Oh, I need an at. So I got 1Q, 50%, 100%, and I need at because that's where the center of that is. And then we can see that. Great. Oh, and then I see that we've got some margins that are a little funky, pushing that to the bottom. So we'll do that, make that 0. And then we kind of are seeing what we want a little. We still, though, have these margins are a little bit wonky. So, okay, no, it's actually, this is actually perfect. The margins are now correct. So it's appearing at the bottom, but that's because, well, because of the bottom. So we'll put it at 0% minus 200 pixels. 100 pixels. Okay, getting there. 40, 80, a little bit more. 3, 4, 5, 160. That looks correct. Let's change these numbers. Need 100, 110. Great. Color stop here, 0, 40, 50, 60, 70, 70. That's what I had originally. Boom. Okay. Now, radial gradient to do those eyes is going to be a little fraught. It's simpler to create an element and then border radius to force it to be an oval. But we aren't afraid. Are we afraid? No, we're a little afraid. Let's do a radial gradient and see if we can match it up. Radial gradient, which will be ellipse, and it's taller than it is wide. So let's say 20 pixels, 10 pixels. That is a constraint, and we'll do the color, 10 pixels, and then transparent, color stop, and then a comma. There it is. Oh, and of course it's wrong. 1, 20. That's a little too big, but it's getting close, right? All right, so let's put this. We'll go ahead and put the proper background color, and then look at the diff. So a little too big, but we're in the ballpark. Can we make that a different number and get closer? 8. How about 7? 0.5. I'm just eyeballing it. I think I'm going to reuse, this is the one that I want. I'm going to put it into a variable, --g, colon, boom, and we're going to use var g, and then change the x position a little bit. It looks like it's dead center, right? Like this is an alignment. We've done nothing in terms of an at or a background position. So if I add 20 pixels, that should move it 20 pixels over, or 30 pixels over, or 31, or 29, 30. Okay, so then if we copy and paste the same thing, and then put that at -30, we're in the ballpark. I think we're at 99.8 or 99.9% match here. But we're on the right track. Yeah, we're at 99.9% match. So let's try 8 pixels. Nope, that's worse. Let's try changing this value to 9 pixels. Nope, that's worse. Just gonna keep trying numbers. How about 7 pixels? And then what, minus 31? So close, 32. Oh, 30. How about then 8 pixels there? Nope. This is what I was saying about ellipses. Ellipses can be a little tricky. How about we try Q? How about Q? Q, okay. And then use the Q value on this too. Q and Q. Pretty close. How about 9Q? That's worse. How about 8Q? How about 7Q? Ugh, 8Q. Ugh. Pretty tricky. Let's submit that just for giggles. I think we're still in the same boat, but still. Yeah, that's no good. All right. So, you know what I never do, but will be fun? Well, fun for values of fun that I enjoy. Let's not do it that way. And instead, we'll create a P after. P colon after content is something. We gotta put something in it. We display block. Sure. Height 10 pixels. Width 10 pixels. Background black. There it is. We love it. That we can see that is really good. So then what do we need to do? We need to move him over, right? We could probably do that with margins. Yeah, I think we do that margin 0. So margin. Yeah, so we can adjust that number 100, 120, 30, 40, 20, 30. Okay. Height needs to be taller, right? 50. 250 is too much. 40, 30. Okay. And then let's make this top margin a little negative, minus 10. And let's put the proper color in here. We'll put the red color instead of black. Clump. Okay, so too high. How about 8 pixels? 7, 6. Okay, and a little taller. 31, 32, 31. Okay, and a little wider. How about 14, 15, 16, 17? We've got symmetry, which is very good. Very, very, very good. Like we have the same error on both places. So now we want to adjust this margin here at the end. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. And then the width needs to be, what, 15? Perfect. How about this height is less negative, minus 5. Okay, and then that is 30. And now we do border radius 50%. And it's close. The second one is a little bit different, so we flipped it, and that's no good. Let's submit. I think we're still at that 99.9%. We see that error there, but it's possible. No, yeah, so we're not. All right, so what if I do a box shadow? So I'm going to do P plus P after, and then I'm going to move this margin to, that's perfect. And then I'm going to do a box shadow. And again, this one is flipped. Yeah, this one is flipped. So we want 50 pixels. No, we want minus 50 pixels, I think, and then 0. Nope, we want a positive value, 50. 60. And then the color. And is that it? I think maybe that's it. There are many, many, many more ways I can think of to do this. This is how I chose to do it. So again, the body has this radial gradient, which is the top. We've got an element P, which is earmuff number 1. The second one is flipped. And then the second one has an after value, creating a display block element with a negative top margin and a positive left margin, and a border radius of 50%, and a box shadow to create it. Yeah, so there are so many different efficiencies that can be made here. Inset 1 inch, 1 inch. It sort of makes my head spin how many different ways there is to do this. And you can see that you can make an ellipse using a radial gradient on the body, but it's tricky to get it precisely matched. I mean, you could make it look good, but is it correct? Is it going to get a good score? These are the questions that you would be asking. But this is fine. I enjoy that one a lot. That is super fun, super tricky. 611 score, a lot of characters, 371 characters. Again, don't watch my videos if it irritates you that these are inefficient. These are fun for me, okay? Oh, and let's see, height and width don't need values. Let's see. 20, is that right? No, it's 15, right? 15? Yeah, 15. There are other things that we could do in here, but we're not doing them. That's okay. Super fun. Oh man, that's fun. That is just crazy fun, fun. Really enjoyed that one. Hope you're having a good day out there. Go make a web page. It's Weird Web October. Look that up. Go make a web page. Be good to yourself. Be good to each other. Bye.